start with that breaking news out of Egypt, been developing all afternoon. Again, the military has announced that the president, Mohammed Morsi, will be replaced. It is being called a military coup. Cheers erupted among the millions of protesters who demanded Morsi out of office for the last several days. The military had set a deadline for the end of today for Morsi to leave office. And just before that deadline, he'd been saying that he would not step down.
Egypt's military has suspended the Islamic-backed constitution and called early elections as well. The very latest on what's happening in just a few minutes. Now back to the very latest in Egypt, where the first democratically elected president there has been removed from power by the military.
So what is next for the embattled country? ABC's Karen Travers explains the very latest.
Fireworks erupted over Cairo's Tahrir Square tonight as protesters celebrated the news that President Mohammed Morsi will be replaced. A spokesman for the Egyptian army said in a televised statement that the country's constitution has been dissolved and the head of the constitutional court will be in charge until presidential elections can be held.
The justice of the constitutional court will run the state affairs during the interim period until new president is elected.
The celebrations capped a tense few days as protests raged across Egypt. Anti-Morsi protesters have gathered in Tahrir Square, chanting "Down with the president" and calling his Muslim Brotherhood political party criminals. Pro-Morsi demonstrations were also taking place. Today, troops deployed across much of Cairo, preparing for what looked much like a military coup. The Egyptian military gave Morsi a deadline of 5 p.m. today Cairo time to reach an agreement with the protesters. That deadline came and went, and Morsi remained defiant, saying in a statement he would not step down.
Democracy is not just about being elected through the ballot box. It's also about allowing the voices of the people in your country to be heard, taking steps to work with all sides, and those are steps that we have not yet seen.
The anti-Morsi demonstrators say the president hasn't enacted the reforms they expected, and his Muslim Brotherhood political party wants too much control.
We don't want him. You have to step down.
Presidential elections may not resolve the deep divisions within Egypt. Morsi won his election last year with 52% of the vote. Millions may be celebrating tonight in Egypt, but millions more may be unhappy. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
And want to take you back now to live pictures in Egypt. You see huge crowds still there on the square. A travel ban, to let you know, was placed on the ousted President Morsi earlier this afternoon. Now, officials say it had to do with his escape from prison with more than 30 other Muslim Brotherhood. That was during the 2011 uprising against Hosni Mubarak.